It's money to shit. Working that bitch. Ballin' like Swiss. Diamonds wet like a fish. Pull up with them sticks. Come fuck with the clique. We fucked on your bitch. She sucking the dick.
Let's go. Let's go with hey, we got Bill Haney. Wait, we got Bill Haney, man. He can help us out with this. What up, Bill Haney? What's good, BH?
Okay, let me ask everybody a question. This is going to just sum it up right here now. And
appreciate
shout
it.
out to the Queen. Hey, shout out to you, Queen. You cooking.
Shout out, Mr. King.
Don't stop.
Shout out, Mr. Haney. How you doing?
Shout out to you as well. Y'all both cooking.
Smoothest brother on YouTube.
Let me ask you. I appreciate the compliment, but let me ask all of y'all this, and this is what's going to tell you, right? Is if somebody that you didn't got into it with, you see what I'm saying? And you know, we all, when we get ready to fight or whatever, we get a little bit nervous. You all gonna get butterflies. You see what I'm saying? But when you get through, quote unquote, whooping their ass, because they was out of pocket, they talked a lot of shit, and you know, all them butterflies, and when it got through, you whooped their ass, and you whooped their ass convincingly in a way that person said they wanted to fight again. And you knew that you had whooped them. Would you not want to fight that person again, or would you say, no, I don't want to fight you? Now, that's the only thing that I have a problem with the thing is being the fight. When it's the money there and everything is there, is you don't say, oh, well, no, I don't want to fight you because you talking too much shit. You was talking shit before I fought you.
Yeah, but what's the contracts? If the contract's expired,
thank you, Bill. Thank you, Mr. Bill.
Yeah, can I chime in on the whole contract situation real quick?
Hold on one second. Hold on.
Y'all just give me 1 second. I'm just saying now I'm not saying anything is like, I'm not pointing the fingers, but I'm saying this: if you talk shit to me one time, right, and then I whoop your ass, right, I don't care what you say. If you start talking enough shit again, I'm gonna whoop your ass again, and I'm gonna whoop you even worse. Now listen, if the contract and the peoples and the powers that be say, you know what?
How many times?
If the contract and the people say, and the people say, you know, no, we don't want to see that fight, right? We don't want to see you whoop his ass no more, right? Like it should happen, right? If it's that convincingly, or if you're, for some reason, your promoter or your network, but the fighter should be the easiest fight, because the unknown about Anthony Joshua and what Joshua is going to bring, right, is way different than Wilder. You already fought him one time. It was a draw, right? Then you beat him. You beat him convincingly. I believe that he beat him. It wasn't Wilder's day that day. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't his day from the beginning of the fight. Shit, right. He'll admit that shit wasn't going right from the very beginning of the fight. So it don't have nothing to do with nobody else. Sometimes it's your day, and sometimes it wasn't. I was there at the fight. It wasn't his day.
And sometimes your numbers just up. Like there's fighters, if you would know that you could fight them 10 times, and 10 out of 10 they may still beat you. He's not unbeatable. He's not unbeatable.
Hey, let the man finish, please.
Okay. But the thing that I disagree with is if you then say that you're not going to fight that person again, or you're not going to give him that opportunity, right? The fighter shouldn't say that. The fighter should say, well, Wilder gave him the opportunity, right, to be that way, that he should give Wilder back an opportunity. Now, if the networks don't want to see it, the people don't want to see it, but as two fighters in the business, you whooped his ass. He did everything to promote the fight. He did a great job promoting it. Wilder did. He did everything. You know what I'm saying? He brought the money to the table, right? So even I think that's the only part. Yeah, but that's the only part that I disagree with Tyson Fury. Now Tyson Fury, right? He wasn't before the Wilder fight. I don't remember Tyson Fury being in such a great position.
No,
when he first fought, when Wilder gave him that first opportunity. You see what I'm saying? Now, when they got the draw, Wilder could have ran then.
Okay,
so now, Queen. Yeah. Now, when Wilder then would say, okay, let's fight again, because if he was to fight Tyson Fury, he's really taking it and saying if Tyson Fury is putting a nail in the coffin for him. You see what I'm saying? So I know fighters and I know business. Now he can run with all the stuff that's going on and all the narratives being presented. He can just run away and just say, okay, well, the fight couldn't get made. But if he's still saying that he want to fight, right? And I'm like, because when I saw the fight, I said, oh shit. Just like you, Queen, I said, oh, he got his number now. Yeah. Right? But normally, you know, if someone has their number, they're the last one to be trying to fight. And the person that you got the number, you really trying to make that fight, because you may as well pick up some more millions for that, and then still do the Anthony Joshua fight. Yeah,
but Mr. Haney, like there's you got to put things into context. Like it has to be contextual, because at the end of the day, there was all Wilder needs to do. We're in the era. We're all here now from different parts of the globe talking. Like it's so easy to go on your Instagram and say, do you know what? My bomb squad or whatever they're called, bomb squad, fall back, because I actually do really want this fight. And I haven't gone into arbitration for compensation. I'm setting the record straight. Tyson Fury, I'm calling you out. He had said nothing. So nothing from nothing leaves nothing. And everybody else has jumped in to fill in the narrative. Let the man fill it in. If he doesn't care, why are you guys caring so much? He clearly doesn't care. And at the end of the day, if you're dealing with
Wilder say he want to fight again?
And why doesn't he just say it? Why doesn't he can come on social media and recite poems? We don't care about poetry.
Did he say he want to fight again, Queen?
And if you look at after when Tyson Fury beat Wilder for the next almost till from February to about October, Tyson Fury was on every bit of social media, IFL TV, always talking about he's going to do the fight. He wasn't speaking about Anthony Joshua. He was like Wilder. And then he came back and said, Wilder hasn't said anything. Then he came back and said, look, we've offered him this date. He's turned it down because he said he had to have surgery, which he said he obtained a bicep tear off the bone on the last day of camp, but yet you managed to go into a fight. If that was true, you wouldn't have been able to pull a punch, throw a punch, pull back on a punch at all. So we know that's lies. So therefore, we, and I'm saying we, the people that with the sense, we gave him more time, and then a few more dates were presented, and Wilder kept stalling. He turned down all the dates. Then the last date was in December, and what happened was the network said there's a big football game going on, and it's going to be a clash. So sorry, we can't do it. And then the contract had expired. So if we're talking about the business side of it, Tyson Fury has had enough. The contract's expired. You've come out with every conspiracy theory out from the X-Files, and we haven't really got time for it here in the UK. We're moving it along.
How long?
I'll say this though.
Let me ask you.
Wait. Can I chime in for a second? Let me chime in for a second on the contract.
Okay. Yeah. How long?
I would like to hear Mr. Bill.
How long? Let me ask you. So, how long from the time that the fight till the contract? How long did they give him where they said enough was enough?
Bill, I'd be lying. I'm not like one of these.
I mean, because
I'd be lying if I told you what the date was on the contract. Okay. These guys seem to know about everything else. You need to ask these guys on the panel that know everything about Wilder. I don't.
What a super fight of that magnitude, especially another third fight, right? What do you feel? What do you feel is a fair amount of time after taking into consideration
a pandemic?
And taking into consideration that we say, quote unquote, giving him time to make the fight because he didn't got his ass whooped. How long would you give a guy to get back in the ring to make that super fight happen?
Everybody else got back in the ring within the pandemic. Everybody else got back into the ring.
I'm saying is for a super fight of that magnitude, when in all fairness, right, Tyson Fury has been given an opportunity to go through everything that he said and being put in a position to be in a super fight with Wilder after he suffered all kinds of things that he done went through, mental health, he done went through gaining weight, he done went through all kind of stuff, and still being put in that position to make that fight happen. Now, once again, only thing I'm saying is that when we talk about these three guys, Joshua, Wilder, and Fury, you know, it's like Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray, and Tommy Hearns, right? You must with those three guys, you must allow the time to happen for those guys to make the fight. And the fighters got to allow each other time to make the fight happen by all means, because they are the three super champs. They are the three super guys in the division. Now, when you talk about exiling one guy, right, after the guy that gave you an opportunity, now you're saying, well, I'm only going to give you to this amount of time, would defeat the purpose. If you're that much better than the guy, right? And the money is on the table, and people actually want to see it. When you say we've moved on in the UK, right? I think that's because
we've moved on.
Not because the fact of it's Wilder. It's the fact that I think we're more salivating to see an undisputed between two UK champions. Not
just between two champions. We've grown up in the UK. You guys always having the best heavyweights. We watched Mike Tyson. We watched Evander Holyfield. We didn't say in the UK, oh, because it's none of us in the run-ins in this big mega fight, we're not going to watch it. Just why we're going to watch it? Because we love the sport of boxing, so we're still going to watch it. It's not a patriotic thing here.
No,
it's just
yes, thank you.
Somebody else.
Hey,
Go ahead.
Hey, Bill, you know what I heard you say, Bill? You spoke about professionalism. You spoke about integrity. You spoke about the respect of boxing, and you spoke about manhood. And a lot, and you spoke about manhood, Bill. So a lot of people won't understand those principles as far as Fury having the same amount of integrity that Wilder had for him. So a lot of people,
everything you've listed,
it's going over a lot of people's heads.
Integrity, Wilder has none. Manhood, Wilder has none. He has a whole load of lies. He has a whole.
You got people who are not men talking about which man who doesn't have manhood.
You guys have said more words.
She has a voice too. She has an opinion, bro. We respect everybody, especially the black queens, my brother. You know what I mean?
But this is what I feel. They're all pro-black. They're all pro-black. But yeah, the person that they kicked off the team was the black guy. But the guy that was in charge of watching the rats be rapped, which would have been JD's, it's been negated. All of a sudden, the white guy can do that, and it doesn't matter because it's confirmation bias. It fits your story. You'll pluck the things that will back your story and negate all the other facts.
At the end of the day,
wait. Can I chime in for just 2 seconds?
Go ahead. The fight, doctor. Go ahead.
All right, a couple of things I want to chime in on. All right, first is the contract situation. So the only people who are honestly and truly qualified to speak on the terms of the contract are the people who've actually seen it. So unless you've seen the contract and you know what it says, then we don't know. We don't know. Now, my suspicion is that Deontay Wilder, because of some term or language in whatever contract that allegedly expired, holds some type of leverage over Tyson Fury. Now, my reason for that suspicion, the fight that didn't happen in December and the fight that has not yet to happen with Fury. Now, having said that concerning the contract, with regard to the pro-black situation and Deontay Wilder, and I don't think there's anything particularly pro-black about Deontay Wilder for a couple of reasons. One is the excuses, 2 is the twerking, and 3 is him having fired his trainer for no apparent reason other than saving his life. So I'm not sure who is promoting this Deontay Wilder pro-black agenda, but that does not fit in with the reality. You know, I mean, I'm not going to belittle the man. Okay, he's a good father and he's a good man, but there's nothing particularly pro-black about what he's doing, what he has shown in the last year.
Exactly.
I'll say this though, when it comes to Wilder, bro, he spoke on certain things. When he came out and he spoke what he spoke, and he said what he said.
What did he say? Tell me what he said.
If you follow Wilder, you know what
did he say?
All I'm saying is,
could you clarify what he said so I know what I'm talking about?
You can look it up and do your homework. What I'm saying is,
not look it up and do homework, because if
no, you can definitely do that. All I'm saying is this.
Okay, well then you don't know it. Then clearly you don't know it. Then that's just your.
All I'm saying is this. Obviously, do your homework.
I followed the story. I've not heard him say nothing except for recite a poem. I've seen him recite a poem or two, talking about the king is here. That's all I've seen him say. I haven't heard him say, "Listen, I want this third fight. This is out of order. I'm going into arbitration because I want the third fight. I don't want monetary."
Obviously, you haven't been listening to Wilder.
I don't want monetary.
She heard him say he canceled 7 dates.
We don't.
She didn't hear him say that, but the 7 dates he canceled. She heard that.
Listen, hold on. I wasn't done talking. Hold on. First of all, no one's gonna cut me off by speaking over me. That's what you're not going to do. Let me just finish what I was saying, though. All I'm saying is this: they can have a furry.
JFL, chill, bro.
Chill,
bro. Chill, JFL, bro. Nah, bro. Nah, she's a woman, bro. Stop with that, bro.
It doesn't matter.
Male, female.
Nah, man, chill, bro. Let her say her piece, bro.
Can I finish?
Nah, chill.
Yeah.
Nah, chill, bro. But hey, look, let me say this.
Her own just fine sound like to me.
Yeah, but I'm saying though, bro, it's just her first time on the panel, and let her feel comfortable,
respectfully, bro. But I don't like to get cut off. Period.
Oh, hey, just let her feel comfortable, bro. Hey, let me ask Bill Haney real quick. Yo, Bill, you was at that second fight, Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Hey,
so was Tunde. So he was my manager. Which
I get a chance. I do want to ask Bill a question too. No disrespect.
Okay, feel free.
I did want to ask Bill a quick question. Because I wanted to base off of.
Bro, give me one.
Can I ask you a question first? I got to get. I'm busy too. So
wait,
go ahead,
Bill. Let Bill take the floor, of course.
Go ahead, ask me.
And then let me ask you a question.
No, go ahead.
Based off your analogy, when you said, the butterflies, then you mess around, you build up the courage, you whoop this person's ass, and then you whoop that person's ass, but they still talking shit, and then you want to whoop their ass again. My only thing is, the last thing I heard Deontay Wilder say was he's moving on and he want to fight Dillian White or Andy Ruiz. I haven't heard him in a while call out Tyson Fury.
Thank you.
I gotta listen to what he's saying.
Can you give me? Now, what about
this? Absolutely.
Take a look. Take a listen to this, though. Sorry, is that
break it down?
I look at.
Hey, and I appreciate it too, man.
Yeah. No, thank you for the question. You guys, thank you. I love all y'all got passionate energy, and this is what boxing needs to keep our sport going. You know what I mean? When they start talking about UFC and all that, you don't see these panels and these chats. So listen. So I appreciate all the energy, right?
Oh,
but
now let me hear the answer to the question so I can.
Okay.
I want to hear your thoughts on it.
Okay. I was at the fight. Right.
Right.
And even going into the fight, right, when working with Eddie and the Wilder, hearing the Wilder and Joshua, and it was Wilder Joshua, right? And then Tyson Fury did everything that he could to, just like the Queen said, to get into the mix. IFL, everywhere he's going everywhere, he's doing everything, right? Now, which was great, which is what you're supposed to do, right? That's what he did. Now, Wilder gave him the opportunity, right? So when I say this, I said, okay, well, now that you got it and you know that you got him beat, right?
Right.
Then why not do that same thing, have that same energy towards him? Now listen, if Wilder hadn't fought him, he was gonna keep on, right? And if Wilder say something crazy, he gonna keep on. If Wilder, comes up with these narratives, then he gonna keep on, right? Because he's the baddest joker on the planet, and he needs an opponent. Right? And Anthony Joshua can't beat him. Wilder can't beat him. Whoever that it is, right? For the big money.
Right.
So if it's not about the dude got skills. He's a big old tall dude and he know how to box. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Wilder has built up his whole thing on knocking guys out. He got a long list of knocking out guys that shouldn't have been in the ring with him.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying? So
and he came close. He came close to knocking out Tyson.
Okay, now,
when you talk about that close.
Yeah, but it didn't work, so it doesn't matter about shoulda, coulda, woulda. He got up.
When you talk about in every sport, whether it be boxing, whether it be whatever, right? When the athlete lose, the first person to go is the coach. right? In every sport, you never gonna hear LeBron.
Well,
You never gonna hear nobody talking about LeBron.
But you're not going to hear anybody saying that LeBron's coach spiked his water, and that's where you're moving a bit too far and beyond of the delusions of grandeur. If you're going to just say we fired him because he threw in the towel, and we told him before the fight, do not by any circumstances throw in the towel, and you still did, then cool, sack him for that. But then why have you now come out and said, oh, he put muscle relaxant in my water, and then Wilder releases the top screen, and there's and they both
hold on. Let Mr. Haney.
Okay. Yes, but
let Mr. Haney respond. Let's let him respond.
No matter how weird the person is, or no matter how much they bring attention to the fight, if you got their number and you're confident about getting that you got their number, then no matter what, we're gonna whoop your ass even more. Now, were we
okay, I understand.
Were we happy? Were we happy with watching Manny Pacquiao and Timothy Bradley fight 3 times? Didn't they fight 3 times?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first fight was controversial.
Yeah.
Second fight,
I think Manny Pacquiao won those fights. Right.
Yeah, but we weren't necessarily as happy and geeked up. But I'm saying is that I would be happy with Tyson Fury fight either one of the guys, right? If he fought Wilder and we could, you know what I'm saying, and we could just hear and push all the excuses, let Wilder get his camp together, let him get his suit together, let him get the right trainer together.
Well, no, his suit. His suits are too heavy.
Right.
Let's not talk about suits.
Right.
But to me,
hold on, let him speak because I want to hear his point real clearly.
But the same stuff that you hear,
the
same stuff that you use to get us to come watch it, right? Is the same shit that it's some different shit, right? It's the same shit. Okay, he's talking crazy. He's talking crazy about this. He's talking crazy. Wilder hasn't changed. Wilder is still the same person. He's still the same person that you needed to become the superstar that you are.
But your original analogy, I just want to know, like, your original analogy. If I whoop this person's ass and they still talking shit, I should whoop their ass again. But if they stop talking shit, they walk away and say, I'm gonna go fight somebody else, then why would I continue to pursue that person? Why not move on to fight undisputed? Because I'm just want to. What the last thing I heard Deontay Wilder say was he's moving on.
No, let me just tell you.
Right, yes, I can hear you.
Is that when you are truly the baddest man on the planet, and then you see, okay, we start talking to Joshua, right, and we start having problems with getting that fight, right? And if the fight was just to happen like that, then okay, keep it moving, right? But if it's some static with that fight, right, then it's Wilder. Are you ready or not? Joshua, one of y'all two better come on, because I'm the baddest man on the planet. But see, this is what I didn't like, though, is that we talking about him having excuses, but then he says he's drinking a fifth of booze and all this other stuff. Like, so
it's called banter. Sometimes it doesn't translate. Like our UK banter is like, this is what I was trying to explain earlier, King, is that like we're so used to Tyson Fury and his stupid antics. Like he says he's been like this. It's clear to see that he's not on 12 pints a day of alcohol. He looks in the best swelt condition that he's ever looked in. So we're used to this. We call it bants. Sometimes UK bants doesn't translate over to the pond, over where you guys are, and you don't take it as bants. It's Tyson Fury and his bants.
Okay, well let me tell you what you'll see over here with guys is what they call representing for the people, right? And when you talk about the people and what you know, the black stuff and being pro-black and all this, almost to your detriment or to your demise, because at the end of the day, when he took the loss, right, it was the same people that everybody is talking about is wrong as the same people that stuck around. So, I mean, you know, maybe the same jokes, the same stuff, the same thing, like he's playing to the fans of the UK, and you guys understand it. And Wilder is playing to his fans here, right? But I don't want to say which fans are wrong or which fans are right. I'm saying is that, okay, now Wilder, you the B-side, so now you gotta take this guy's demands. This guy, but if he's saying to him, oh well, you know what? Never mind. I don't even want to fight you. You don't have nothing, right? It's kind of like now you're putting yourself in the same boat that everybody is saying with Wilder. But if he's steadfast and say that he's a champion, he's the baddest man on the planet, and Wilder, you can get it again too, right? I'm gonna dust off Joshua for these 2 fights, and then I'm gonna come back to you. Keep winning, buddy boy. Just keep winning. You know, with that
Fury
that
did say that though. Fury said that in his last.
That's what I like. I like
when
Fury
said
talking
that.
like that.
Yeah, but Fury just said that.
Yeah,
Fury
I know.
just,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah. So, but Wilder hasn't
point.
answered. Wilder has said nothing still.
But
what are we to do? Is the sport supposed to come to a complete standstill because our King Wilder is not saying anything? No, sorry. Time goes on. We got to move it along. We've given you more than enough opportunities. We've given you more than enough opportunities, and you still choose to say nothing.
No, we didn't give you much. No. Get ready, buddy boy. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to handle this business with my dear friend out here, Anthony Joshua.
But he said he will do it before Joshua fight. He said the other day on IFL, he started to call out Wilder. He was like, oh, the fight with me and Joshua, I don't know anything more than what I did know 2 weeks ago. So Wilder, whoever wants it, I just want to fight. That is exactly
there we go, Queen. That's it. That's all I say.
So that's his exact words.
Yes, as he's talking like that, he's the baddest man on the planet.
Yeah, but then we need the other baddest man on the planet then to reply. And if he doesn't reply,
so if he doesn't reply, then he don't want it. He's not the baddest man on the planet. Right?
Clearly.
Now he's not the baddest man on the planet, right? But to say to us talk about either one of the fighters, right? You won't hear me talking about him. I won't say nothing bad about Wilder. I'm not gonna say nothing bad about
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's all.
Why are you not?
My thing is,
sorry, you go ahead, girl. You go ahead.
No, I was gonna say my thing is this, right? And as a U.S. American, you know what I mean? We've always had so many heavyweights, and historically, like the best heavyweights and so this is a major thing as far as for the UK, and they have always supported us. I have been on channels for years and years on this platform where they wake up at 4 in the morning,
right,
and running these long lives or whatever to support our fighters, and then we can't extend that to them when they, you know what I'm saying? So like, it's like, I just think it's not good sportsmanship.
Thank you.
Like, that's just my opinion. I'm looking at it from a different perspective as a lady, and like,
you're looking at it from
I've been on here for years, and they have always supported our fighters. And then now when AJ became popular, that's when I started noticing
the hate.
A lot of hate from over here. I'm just keeping it real. And then with Fury and all this BS. Well, see, I've never been a Fury fan.
Me either.
So I never liked Fury. I mean, I think he's a great boxer or whatever.
I like him.
Fury, so I like Fury a whole lot, bro.
Crazy.
I never.
And I like Wilder.
Say,
like all 3 of them.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But what the point of what I'm saying is that we're not extending that hospitality, that same what they have done for us
for decades.
So I find it kind of very hypocritical for us. Not saying anyone here, but I'm just saying, like, I think it's kind of like messed up. I just don't like that.
It's whack on every level. We see it here from the UK. It's whack on every level. It just shows just such the mental fortitude over there. It seems to be dwindling, and it seems to be very weak, and it's very laughable. And from over here, I can't respect any man that gets up every day and Wilder's their king, looks in the mirror and decides to go and have an LDBC meeting and think, what's the narrative of the day to spin? And then it gets debunked with facts. And when it gets debunked with facts, they decide, okay, let's U-turn and think of another narrative and let's present another narrative. Like, I find it quite pathetic.
Well,
we
what
find
I'm
it
saying is,
over here because it clearly is. So I can't have that much respect for any man that gets up like that and lives their life like that. To me, I can't call you a king. Sorry, you're a pauper.
I ain't calling nobody no king.
I'm about to sign off. Hey, I do want to say I appreciate Bill answering my question and everything.
Appreciate
everybody on the chat. The last thing I do gotta leave y'all with when it comes to what's happening in the United States, you know, you still got to take some other things under consideration. Like I said, in boxing, everything is about timing, and the timing, how Deontay Wilder lost when he lost, in correlation with what's going on in America with you know, the black culture trying to deal with how, you know, like Floyd getting you know, murdered on the streets, and
which we stood by
all the things that transpire on a daily basis. I respect that, but it's still where those things take time to everything to really come you know, full circle. Like at a point in time, people hated Muhammad Ali for not in Vietnam. You know what I'm saying? And when I feel like what the LDBC and some of the people that's covering for Deontay Wilder, I think it's a low point, but I can't say that it's pathetic, and it's because I understand it. I know where it's coming from, and I know what it's like to try to be loyal to your fault. And it's not pathetic. It's
pathetic.
He was finishing. He about to
me.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm about to sign off. I'm gonna leave y'all with it, man. I appreciate everybody on the channel.
I love the UK humor, and
Salute.
I love the UK humor, right? And I'm always joking around, and I'm already like, I love when Tyson Fury be talking shit, right? I don't like when you know, you done beat the man up, right? The man making excuses after excuses after excuses, right? And then you say, okay, well, because of that excuse, right? Now I done had enough of your excuses. I ain't gonna fight you. Listen, this is how I love when UK say, if the humor is okay, hey, my man, whenever you get through with the excuses, I'm ready to go. You know what I mean? It could be a day, a week, or a year. I'm ready to go, buddy. Come on with it. You know what I'm saying? Don't fall victim to, and the fans, don't fall victim to saying, okay, now the fight can't happen, right? If he's saying he still want to fight, when do you want to fight? Do you want to fight after this fight? When do you fight? Let's hold him accountable instead of saying, oh, we had enough of it, because truth be told that the guy, after that fight, the guy needed some time to get it together. You see what I'm saying? Really, he needs some time to really get it together. That was a hell of a fight. It was a hell of a loss, right? And if you really got his number, go on ahead and let him get it together, and let's do it again.
So you're saying that we need to hold Tyson Fury accountable for saying,
no, not holding him accountable. No. I'm saying to Tyson Fury, by that fight, he proved that he's the baddest man on the planet right now. He proved that. I sat up there and I watched the fight. He took Wilder, and he overpowered him. He was bigger than him, right? He showed skills than him. He sent the team, right? The team, somebody threw in the towel that Wilder's saying shouldn't have thrown in the towel. So the whole team, right? You put the team in disarray, right? You did all that, right? Great victory, right? Great victory. Now, the executives behind the scenes, not the boxing team, the executives behind the team, if the fighters got excuses that okay, well, we need to get rid of this coach, or it was this, or it was that, the executives behind the shit put the fight together, right? Do their best due diligence to try to put the fight together, just like they did when they put it together the first and the second time. That's all I'm saying, Queen. I ain't saying that either one. I ain't said that he didn't lose, right? I was there. I saw that. I didn't pick no excuse. Only thing that I said was that when I'm going with Fury, that's when he's saying he can beat everybody. He's saying when he called Anthony Joshua, told him he was going to be next, right? That's what I like. I like when he's talking shit. You know what I mean? And when he's talking shit in a way that he don't care what nobody is saying. You see what I'm saying? Because you can't because they're talking about that side is making excuses. Oh, well, that breaks down the baddest man on the planet. You can't break down under no circumstances because you that bad. You can take on him and you can take on it. The excuse is not going to help Wilder. The conditioning, the fighting, the whatever, that's going to help him. Not no excuses. Not the uniform, not the coach, not the water bottle. Nothing is going to help him fight but training and getting ready. That's it.
But Mark Breland already said he didn't even want to train. He didn't like training. If you want to be disrespectful to the sport, like how Angie Ruiz is, sorry, we're not going to take you serious. We can't take you serious. And if at the end of the day it's come from reputable sources, like from the camps, going from Shelley Finkel at the post-fight interview saying about the uniform or the costume, whatever, all the way up through to Eddie Hearn and Bob Arum stating that 7 different dates were proposed during the pandemic, yes, with other people during the pandemic as well. And Wilder, first excuses was, I need to have surgery. Cool, they gave an extension on the date. You can check it, it's a fact. We don't know if it's a fact that he really sustained that injury, but Wilder is prone to a lot of injuries and he's had surgery. So cool, we'll go with it. But we know you're still lying about that it was a bicep off the bone tear, because you did an interview with Tay Jones on Counterpunch Boxing News. So that lie got debunked. How many times are we to wait? You
don't wait, Queen. Waiting. No,
okay, so this is why we're saying we're moving on now. Okay, unfortunately, the contract has expired, and we're moving on.
Taken off the list, Queen.
Yeah,
I have a question. I have one question.
We just want to move on. We just want to do boxing.
Let me ask her. So, is he taking off the list completely? I'm not saying move on and not handle the business, but is he now taking off the list completely as possibly being a fight later on?
No, I would. For me to say yeah or no, I don't know, but I would love to still see.
That's all
I would still love to if Wilder's still on the list to fight Fury. I'm not going out with a marching and with a picket stick to be anti this fight. Like I've just seen people in the chat saying, "Oh, I'm just anti Wilder." No, I'm anti bullshit. I'm pro boxing.
Right.
So if they're gonna fight. If they're not gonna fight, we're moving along. That's it. Those are only 2 ways that we can do it: fight or let's move along.
That makes all the sense in the world.
That's all.
So BH, I want to ask you real quick. You was at the fight. You know what you thought about Tyson Fury's performance. You know, you've been at a lot of big fights. You've been watching boxing for a very long time. What you thought about Tyson Fury's performance that night?
Spectacular performance. It was great. He had a great game plan to come in and to gain the weight that he did, right, and be a bigger guy in there, right? You know, and Wilder couldn't make the adjustment with the weight and move him around like he did in the first fight. Because I also saw the first fight, right? I was there at that fight, right? And when you talk about a fighter, it not being a fighter's day, it just wasn't his day from the very beginning, from the start of the fight, right? And it just, you know, truth be told, he would be favored in the next fight. You know what I'm saying?